Bruce's big call. Dinar Intel Tuesday night, August 26, 25. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com blog and become our supporter on Patreon. Welcome everybody, the big call tonight. It's Tuesday, August 26th and you're listening to the big call. Thanks everybody for tuning in again. Good to have you back in the house, in the hizzy, as it were, and thank you. Thank you for tuning in over this past 14 years of the big call. Thanks everybody for listening. Soften the tone a little bit, and let's go right into a prayer. Alright, let's talk about the intel that we have. Alright, there was something online that I was told about, that I understood what it was about, and I need to clarify it. It was somebody that posted something, and some of you guys read this individual and have seen this. It said something to the fact of you'll have 48 to 72 hours for your exchange. And it was misunderstood. I think it was misrepresented to begin with, so I'm going to clear it for anybody that's seen that. First of all, your exchange. You'll have more like 2 to 3 weeks to do your exchange. Some redemption centers could be open longer if they're in real busy areas, like places in Florida. But the 48 to 72 hours was what they would like for you to have to set up your appointments for your exchanges and your redemption and sale. They would like for you to set up your appointments once the toll-free number comes out. And it's out either through me or however it's available to you, whether it's the email that's coming from Wells Fargo whenever it hits. They would like for us in Tier 4B to book our appointment at the redemption centers in 48 to 72 hours. Some of you guys will be on it, like white on rice, and put it out immediately. As soon as you get the number you're able to call, boom, it's done right away. I know I'm going to be that way. I'm going to set my appointment up early. But they don't. They're saying, please set your appointment up in 2 to 3 days. That's 48 to 72 hours, 2 to 3 days. Now, if you're not able to do that, it's okay. You can still, but they prefer if you can set it up early in that way. They know how many people they've got booked, and they can book the schedule for the first week or two, and just let everybody come in when they can, based on the appointment. You can't willy-nilly walk into a redemption center. Ain't going to happen. You've got to set an appointment, and it's for your own security, your own protection. Okay, that's what it's for. So you know, that's why they're more than 10 minutes before your appointed time. Let's say one is at 11 a.m. Don't get there before 10:50 in the morning. Okay? And don't be late. Oh, no, this one time you got to be on time. Don't be late. If you late, you thought we'd take it to the back of the line. Don't do that. They want US in and out of there in 30 to 40 minutes. 30 to 40, and if you've got bonds, other than Zim, you've got sheet bonds, a box. You can take up to 2 or 3 boxes of bonds, but you got to let them know when you call to set your appointment. In the redemption center, make sure they have a bond person that can handle those bonds for you. That's why you let them know. That's why when you call the redemption center, when you call the call center to set up your appointment with the redemption center, you're getting it transferred to the redemption center that is the one that's appropriate for your zip code. And then if they don't direct you or reroute your phone call to the redemption center, they'll give you another number to call that'll be a direct line to that redemption center so you can talk to somebody, and they'll know what the deal is and when you're coming. So I wanted to clarify that 2 to 3 days is what they prefer for you to take to call and set your appointment. You'll have 2 to 3 weeks, your exchanges, your appointment. Let's say you're going on vacation for a week, and you're going on a cruise, you're coming back. You know when you're coming back. You set it up for the day after you get back from your cruise. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people are going cruising right now, and this whole thing could go down. Who knows? We'll see what happens on the rest of the intel. But that's very important. The other thing that I want to talk about for a minute is Nasara and Gesera. For a long time, I had trouble remembering. What do those letters stand for? I didn't have it right. Well, I got it right now. Nasara, that's for the United States. Why it's called National Economic Security and Reformation Act. Nasara, N-E-S-A-R-A, National Economic Security. And I think you want to say those two words together, National Economic Security and Reformation Act. We're talking about economic security with Nasara for the whole country, economic security and reformation, or reforming the way we do business. We're reforming the banking system. We're reforming a lot of things, is that you'll see same things true about Gesera, the Global Economic Security and Reformation Act. That's for other countries outside of the United States. They go under Gesera. We are under Nasara was passed a long time ago, and it's never been enacted, but it's about to be, and what is the one of the first things that's going to be dealt with Nasara is our new asset-backed currency, which we call the USN, because that's the three-letter designation that appears for it on Forex. It was USD, United States dollar or fiat dollar that was a Federal Reserve note. Okay. This is a USN, which is a United States Treasury currency. It was actually United States Treasury dollar. It's based on assets that are backing it in our US Treasury. It's gold, it's silver, we have palladium. We have platinum as precious metals. We have gems. We've got oil, we've got natural gas. We have other assets that are used to back up that can give $1 our new dollar value. Our Treasury dollar of value you saw today where the governor of the Federal Reserve was fired. And we think that the next step is to remove Jerome Powell as director of the Federal Reserve. The Fed will remain as a rolled into part of the United States Treasury, the new US Treasury. And if we refer to that, we're talking about the new Federal Reserve, because I believe President Trump is to elect a new or appointed governor to the Fed, and probably very soon. We'll have the resignation of Jerome Powell, and then somebody else can take over that responsibility and reduce these ridiculously high interest rates. That's something that's been a pet peeve of President Trump for a while now, because the rates are way higher than any other country in the world. And we don't need to have them high because it's holding back the purchase of homes at reasonable interest rates. Reasonable, I believe President Trump wants homes to be able to be purchased for 1.5 or 2% interest rate. Buy homes for that. You know, there was a time in the 70s when homes where you could buy a home, and it cost you 17-18% interest equal what happened. And we know of that. But fortunately, you know, rates have come down, they've gone up, they've come down. You know, it's just been a real crazy thing, but I can't wait for that to occur. And then, of course, you guys know the so-called Doge payments. Those checks are supposed to be coming as well. And supposed to get the so-called which, by the way, the Doge should be in the first week of September. I have heard that first week of September is when we also have the tariff dividends, or tariff rebate tax. They call them both. President Trump likes the term dividend. These are dividends from the billions and trillions of dollars that we're taking in, as tariffs from other countries that are trading with us. We're going from an internal revenue service to an external revenue service. President Trump set all that up. That's the way this country, before the IRS was created, and our fiat dollar was created back in 1912-1913. Okay, what's it called? The Secret of Jekyll Island? I think it is need to watch that video, or hear that video, or read the book. I think it's called The Secret of Jekyll Island, Georgia. I think I've been there. So listen, this whole thing is about to revert back to what it was before, when the US was collecting tariffs from other countries, and we were rich. Then all of a sudden, our whole financial system got changed by certain individuals, and we're about to get it back. We are already making moves now to get it back. This new currency we have, the USN, my understanding is it's already there. It's already being traded as such. And you know, it's going to be great for us, you know. And also, look, people think, okay, what about the dollar? Oh, the dollar is going to collapse. Oh, no, the sky is falling. Hey, guess what? We want the USB to collapse. We want it to go down. But guess what? Is that going to affect the stock markets? It shouldn't when you're replacing it with an asset-backed, gold-backed dollar. I don't see it. I just don't. I mean, there may be some change in the system when that happens, and it's already happening. You know, when we used to wire money, remember using the SWIFT system, and the wire could get held up for 3 or 4 days, maybe a week. You know, it was crazy. But now we're going to send funds account to account, using an account, what's called a ledger to ledger, transfer ledger to ledger, not using the SWIFT codes. It's going to be completely different and very fast. They can send money now and in less than 10 seconds anywhere in the world. And yes, they're using the Starlink satellite system and the quantum financial system and the fintech system, all of it in blockchain technology. It's all interconnected. It's integrated, kind of like Sue's integrated minds at hushmail.com. Integrated minds. Everything's integrated. That's the way it should be. So we're moving forward with that. What else we want to talk about? You know, Gesera is going to include some things, guys. It includes our new USN, which is an asset-backed dollar, okay. It includes the new banking system, the quantum financial system. It includes debt relief or debt jubilee, being able to no longer be debt slaves in the US and globally, too, around the world. But we're going to have refunding of what we paid, and they traded on our birth certificates, they traded on our marriage licenses. They traded on divorce decrees, they traded on death certificates, they traded on all those 4 instruments on our lives, and we're going to get that money that applies to us back. That's part of the R&R. If you bought a house or 2 or 3 homes in your life and you paid interest through a mortgage, you'll get that mortgage interest back. If you bought half a dozen cars in your life and you financed them, you'll get the car interest back from your auto loans through the bank. If you have any lines of credit that you set up through the bank that you paid interest on, you'll get that back. You'll get your tax money back from state and federal taxes that you paid, and I can't speak to all the taxes that we paid, but we'll get a bunch of it back, and it should be a pretty hefty sum. What's happening is, I think the Doge payments and R&R will come out as a quote cover for us doing exchanges. We've got approximately 1.9 million. 1.9 million currency holders sounds like the numbers low to me in North America. 1.9 million? Shoot, like we have more than that just from listening to the big call, but that's what I've heard a couple weeks ago. So let's round up and say there's 2 million still in the bus when the US population is around 333-40 million. Some of those are kids, of course, right? But we'll just go with the number we've got ZIM holders. I'm hearing a lot lower are Zoom holders. I think people had to stretch to believe in the value of the ZIM, which will be 1-to-1 with the US dollar, by the way, 1-to-1. So we've got ZIP holders, they may be 29,000, is that all? I can't imagine that. That figure is low to me. Who are the biggest holders? ZIM holders, a house. Florida, Texas has more ZIM. But fewer people with the ZIM, that's where people would understand. More ZIM holders in Florida, ZIM, Texas boys, they got a mess of them. As they say in the South, we got a mess of it, alright, so they got a mess of it. You go to California, they're number 4, Indiana, number 5, and then it goes down from there. So I think this is a really good opportunity for us to see more about this process. We got some stuff later this afternoon, but I found very interesting this. I don't fade away on you. This we have people that are working with our Treasury Secretary in the new US Treasury, let's call it, and we're hearing things that are saying that they're expecting. Some more people in the Treasury are expecting to get email from Department of Defense by 9 in the morning tomorrow that would tell them if the DoD is giving the green light. Green means go, and it means the green light. If it's in that email to go, that's a very good sign, because what happens is, DoD gives the green light to Treasury. Treasury gives the green light to Wells and to HSBC. So it's a little bit of a process. Shouldn't take very long. So that is supposed to occur. If it occurs by, not suppose that between 9:39 and 9:30 tomorrow morning, Eastern Time. So we're hearing some other things about the core groups in the Admiral, some things about them getting a go for release tomorrow morning. And that was wonderful to hear. And it was right around the same time, so of course, it was based on Eastern Time, so we'll see if that comes through. And what we're hearing is from our contact in the Treasury. We're hearing that bondholders are supposed to also at approximately that same time. 9 to 9:30, that will tell them they have money in their account and will give them accessibility to access those funds in their accounts. So bondholders have to have a reason to spend this money on projects. They can't just willy-nilly spend. They have to have sort of pre-approved projects to go into, not us. These are the bondholders, the ones that are in Tier 3. So will we have a true shotgun start, meaning a double-barreled shotgun, both barrels going off at the same time? I don't know about that. I would say it could be close if bond owners get the go-ahead, the green light tomorrow. Could we be on Thursday? One day later, maybe we'll find out more tomorrow. About that tomorrow, mid-morning. But the good news is that there are things happening. I told you guys last Thursday about the ABCs. They're doing certain program trades, along with the St. Germain Trust. They've got funds that are, pretty substantial amount of funds that are going into gold-backed instruments values. Let's call them, going back, bonds. Banks, let's call them, gold-backed bonds that are being used to leverage a line of credit, and then they're using the lines of credit to pay out advances. And bondholders ABC bond, and then currency holders like us, currencies, that ABC is still, I believe I've been told, is still in play. Now, I know I'm the only one out there that version that it's happening. I'm getting it from one source. I don't know it. You know, if there's that set of information. And then there's a set I just gave you about tomorrow for bondholders, tomorrow, expecting a green light from DoD, the other if we get it, if we don't get it tomorrow. I'm just saying I'm going to defer to my other intel provider that's taking a longer track. The short track, you know, is Thursday, is what first week starting in September. So we're not that far from it. Either way, these two sides will merge, and it'll be clear, and it'll be a same from both. Not right now, it's not the same. I'm telling you guys what I'm hearing, and then it's up to you to take it or receive it or not. And then what I think is cool is we're in the process where Nasara is about to be brought out. We know that we need a change in the Fed Reserve for the new Fed. The governor was let go by President Trump of the Federal Reserve. Now we need a new director. Now is that going to happen tomorrow? I don't know. I hope so. I mean, things are happening in sanctuary cities. DC's cleanup, Chicago's being cleaned up. LA we need Seattle, and we need Portland. We need some of these other cities to be cleaned up. But these guys are on it. Our guys are on it big time. So realize this. You're part of the Nasara National Economic Security and Reformation Act. This is about reforming the way we bank, reforming the way we buy things. And it's economic security that just feels good to me. I think you can feel very good right now about where process. You can feel really good about where we're going and how we'll be able to wake up Meyer does every morning and say, who can I bless? I put somebody in my path today. Give me somebody that I can bless. Today, we'll be having that in space. Looking forward to it. Guys, we don't need all this money for ourselves. You know that if you're a Zim holder, you better be thinking about other people and about. You can be a humanitarian level the playing field and around the globe. It's going to be incredible. And I'm excited about it. I'm excited about where this is going world. No, I can't predict exactly when, as you guys know, I'm optimistic, but I'm trying to be realistic about the timing might be. And I appreciate you guys, don't ask for patience or God will put like 10 million things in your path that you have to go through to get patience. We have patience. We've had the patience to endure this. For me, 20 years, 14 years on the big call, And I think it's been great. I've enjoyed it, guys. This has been a very interesting and elevating ride for all of us. And I hope you guys can see that and know that you've learned things on the big call. But I've learned something, and Sue's going to test me on Friday morning that I should have learned the last 5 years, 10 years. So I have till Friday to come up with something. No, I'm just playing, but it is. It's going to be fun. Let's see how she responds to my answer Friday. Is next week, so I'm going to say anxious to see, but not anxious, but we're excited to find out tomorrow morning-ish. Whether or not DoD is given the green light or not to go, because remember, DoD gives the green light. Treasury gives the green light to Wells and then to HSBC, the two main banks, HSBC for most of the rest of the world, Santander, for Latin America. Santander Bank, and then also, don't forget, Truist Bank. So it's your Tier 1 bank. But redemption centers is the ticket. The rates are going to be better. Oh, nobody has a contract rate on the dinar but the redemption centers, by the way. And you ask them for the rate if they don't offer it to you. Ask them politely. Please may I have the contract rate on my dinar? Thank you very much, it's going to be great. That's what I wanted to say tonight, so let's pray the call out and we'll see what happens between now and then. Listen to the full version on the official DinarReport.com blog and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: DinarRecaps.com